I go around and I go around and I go around, I go around. I'm always out, I am always out, I am always out, I'm always out. I keep running so I don't have to go. Oh my god, hello. So part 2 of reading the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. When I started this series back in 2024, I was like, I did not know what I was getting myself into. I know people loved it, obviously, but I didn't know how much I would love it. Oh my god, if you have not watched part 1, I'll link it down below. So many thoughts, feelings, just like so much love for these characters. And now we're back for part 2. So if you're new here, definitely go check that out. Or if for whatever reason you want to only see this one, and if you're new, my name is Mila. I make everything from college, lifestyle, and bookish type content. So definitely go hit the subscribe button. Also, I really do recommend watching part 1. But whatever, if you don't and you're new here, that's who I am. In this video, we're looking at the rest of the books in the series. So obviously, Thrive, Addicted After All, Long Way Down, Fuel the Fire, and no, my bad. Oh my god, let's restart. Thrive, Addicted After All, Fuel the Fire, Long Way Down, and Some Kind of Perfect. These books are chunkier than the first part of, I don't know if this is a series, but it's like the first books were like super shorter. So having 5 books in one video was like fine. These are chunkier, so I don't know how I'm gonna like structure my filming, my updates. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. But we're completing the series. I am so excited. So excited to just like dive back into this world. Because I kind of took a break to film like other things, to read other things. And now I'm like, oh my god, we're back. I just finished part 1 of Thrive. I think it's like page 110 or something like that. I think I looked at the timeline, but basically part 1 is like everything from the end of technically 3rd book of the series to when they're gonna start the reality TV show. We get caught up in like what's going on. We don't really like, there's not much action. We don't really see much like going on, but it's kind of like bringing like all the characters back to us. We see Lily and Lo, they're doing good. It's Lily's, well, okay, they're doing good, but obviously there's like the whole paparazzi because the scandal just like broke. They're doing good given like the circumstances, but obviously it's not like the ideal circumstances. Like at Lily's 21st birthday, there was like a little issue with the restaurant. Like they all have their little problems, relatively doing well. We have Rose and Connor, and oh my god, honestly seeing Rose and Connor again, I'm like, I love this. And then after reading Hothouse Flower, going back and then like watching the little things between Daisy and Reich, like yes, she's 16 when the book starts and he's like 23, which like is not good. And it's like, it is in the back of my head, but I'm like thinking about it less after having read Hothouse Flower. The first video when I was like reading this series, I was always like, this feels weird, like I like it but it feels weird, so I can't really like invest myself in it 100%. After having read Hothouse Flower, I'm like, I love it. And it's like all these little things, oh, I love. And then once again seeing Rose and Connor, I'm just like, Connor Cobalt is like literally, I love him. I literally love him. I'm so happy to just be back with these characters. It's been way too long. Love it. But yeah, so part 1 is done. Part 2, I read like the first like 2 chapters. It's like right when the reality TV show starts. So we see, what's his name? Scott? Is that his name? Yeah, we see Scott, and literally just reading his name, I'm like, ooh. Ooh, I want to barf. They got to the house. This is gonna sound so weird, but we never got a description of the bathroom, so I just like forget from Kiss the Sky. But like now seeing the house from Lily's point of view, I feel like just picture it better, because I feel like Rose, again, it might have been mentioned, I just forgot, but having read it through Lily's point of view, I'm like, I can like, I see it. I can better visualize the things that happen in Kiss the Sky because I see how the house actually is. I hope that makes sense. I feel like it makes sense. I can tell that, well, okay, so reading the reality TV show through Rose and Connor's point of view, Lily and Lo seemed relatively fine. Like obviously there were like issues, but relatively fine. But looking at it from their point of view, I'm scared. That's all I'm gonna say, I'm scared. So I want to give an update before going to bed. I read so much today. Got to page 340 of Thrive. So basically what I read was, I think where I stopped last update, it was when like Kiss the Sky started. So we see everything from Kiss the Sky. I don't know if I wasn't as, not that I wasn't invested, but it's like I saw this more as like a recap how it was like told. And I feel like if I hadn't read Kiss the Sky, I would have felt like something was missing, or it's like we just needed more, we didn't get enough information. I don't know timeline wise which book was written first. This book, I feel like it just covered such a long period of time. Nothing really happened. Like, it's so much more like we see these characters just like experiencing this, but it's like it never goes too in depth. So for me, this kind of was more like a summary of Kiss the Sky plus like what happened before and what's happening after. I just got to the part, well, I'm not exactly at Hot House Flower. I'm a few chapters before like where Hot House Flower starts, so I don't know how it's gonna feel over there. But yeah, it's really feeling like a summary, which I guess like it makes sense because this book covers like the span of 2 years. Things are more detailed than other books, and this kind of like bridges the gap because I honestly just looked at the timeline, and Thrive basically goes from where Addicted for Now ends up until Addicted After All, obviously, but then you have Addicted After All, and then timeline wise it goes immediately into Fuel the Fire. So this is like the only book that kind of like bridges the gap. So I feel like I would like, I mean, obviously the rest of the books more. This one, it's like, yes, it's nice to see these characters again. I'm literally flying through it, but is it giving me the same feelings that the other books gave me? No. So it feels weird rating this a 4-star, even though I love these characters. I'm so happy that I'm seeing them again. Yeah, it just feels like a summary to me. I don't know, like rating it under 3.5 doesn't feel right because I enjoy it. I don't know, honestly, I do not know, because I feel like if I did not read Hot House Flower and Kiss the Sky, I would rate this higher, but since I read them, it's not as high. I don't know, we're gonna see how I feel. Yeah, I just wanted to hop on and give you guys the updates. We kind of have a little scandal. I don't remember, like I don't know if the scandal was a thing in Hot House Flower. Like, if you haven't watched it, I basically, long story short, my old camera, something happened to it, it broke, so I had to get my new camera, and all the footage from Hot House Flower was on that old camera, and I didn't have access to it, but I had access to like all the other footage because I had already like imported it on my laptop, or I had it on like a drive, so I had that footage. I just didn't have the footage from Hot House Flower, so I generally forgot if this like little scandal was talked about. I feel like it probably was. I just honestly do not remember. So we got to the point where we have a little scandal that things are coming out about Lo's dad. Like, it's not true, but obviously, like, who's the press gonna like listen to? Are they gonna listen to Lo, Lily, and like the whole gang? No, they're gonna listen to his ex-wife, well, like the dad's ex-wife, and Reich. And our whole thing now is like, Reich obviously not a huge fan of Jonathan Hale, but it's like, would he, you know, oh no, honestly, now that I'm saying it out loud, it was talked about. I think it was talked about. I think it was like Reich's dilemma, as in like, do I say, like, what do I say because I don't like him, but also this is not exactly true. I remember it was talked about. I mean, I'm pretty sure like at the end, like Reich defends his dad. So overall, this is pretty much a summary book. Honestly, mindless vibes. That's the best way I can explain it. Mindless vibes. I like it, but there's nothing like new, there's nothing novel about it. It's just a different perspective, but the different perspective, is it really bringing anything to the storyline? No. Obviously, I'm excited for like what's to come, and I knew going in that this was kind of like a bridging book, but we'll see. We have gotten basically 150 pages into Addicted After All, and I definitely feel like what was not working for me in Thrive was that it felt like a summary, because this, I got right into it. I'm hooked, I'm invested. It's completely different because now Rose and not Daisy, I was gonna say Daisy, and Lily are pregnant. So there's like a whole, like, it's weird because it's not the same story. Like, no, that's not what I mean. It's not the same vibe, but it is like, it's basically the same vibe but like more mature. And like, I like how this whole story is over the course of many years, because you see them like grow up, you see them maturing, and it's like, yes, the characters are always themselves. Like, Lily is always the same, but like you can still see her growing up, because I think when the first book started, it was like, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, and like you do see some growth. Like, you see her, I was gonna say getting older, getting wiser, but it's like, you know what I mean, right? You see that growth, and I feel like it's just gonna become more as the books progress, especially when like they both have the kids. Oh my god, speaking about the kids, oh my god, like there was a car accident when Lily felt something. I was like, there's no way. I was like, if you take this from her, I'm actually gonna start screaming. Everything's fine, everyone's fine, so I love that. But yeah, like my big thing that I like, it's like how you see the characters grow. Like, they're the same people, but they grow, and I love that, because I feel like some series, even if it takes place over like a couple of years, it's very like they don't change. It's like you don't see the type of progression over like a long period of time. So I love how we get the best of both worlds. Loving it so far. Yeah, 150 pages in. This book is like I think almost 600 pages. It's 560. This book has no business being so long, but I read the first like not 5%, like 20% of the book super fast. Like I'm definitely gonna finish it super fast. It's like it's such a comfort world, and I definitely see what everyone says when it's like you get so attached to these characters that like literally action wise nothing can happen, but I'm still so invested. I love it. I love how they're all living together because it's like the TV show but like so much healthier, so much better vibes. I just love it. And like you see little glimpses of like every single couple. Obviously we have Lily and Lo's point of view, but just like having Rike and Daisy be together, having like all three solid couples, I love. It's everything. It's literally everything to me. I love it. I just literally a comfort series. Will this book become a 5-star? Oh my god, yeah, because none of Lily and Lo's books got to a 5-star. I don't know if this is the one. It's not giving me 5-star energy just yet. But again, I literally only read this. I have like all this to go. We will see. The only 5-star that we have so far is Hothouse Flower. None of, like, yes, everything is good, but none of it compares to Hothouse Flower. Hothouse Flower is just, like, superior. Will this get to the point of Hothouse Flower? I don't know. We shall see. We're currently at page 310. I feel like I'm literally speeding through this. We have one baby. We have Rose's baby. I like how, honestly, even though we're watching it through Lily's point of view, I like how we really see Rose like struggling or just like coming to terms with like, okay, I never like really wanted kids, but like now I have a kid. And the birth, that is terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. Like already it's a scary experience. Having it not be in a hospital is even more terrifying. So poor Rose for having to go through all that, but just like seeing her going through this process, obviously it's a big thing, but it's not really described in depth on like the dates they think, and I feel like that's why I like it, because it's not like the entire story focuses around like Rose is pregnant and Lily's pregnant. It's like, no, like this is there, but it's like they still have their own life, they still do their own things, like they still have their own personal problems that don't have to do with the kid. So I like that, because I was kind of like scared. I was like, what if this entire thing becomes about the kids? Like, not that it's a bad thing, but it's like, I love these characters. I'm sure I'm gonna love the kids, but it's like, I don't, you know, I was like very nervous, but I love the balance so far. Rose has her little kid, Jane. I find it funny because like Rose, like, she just knew deep down it was gonna be a girl. And like Connor, who's like, it's not gonna be a girl because like, I can't, it's just like their banter. I love it. Even now that they're married, they have a kid, I love their banter. I just, yeah, love the vibes, love the characters. We don't have Lily's child yet. She got pregnant like a few weeks before Rose, so she was like a few weeks behind Rose. And it's been a month since Rose had Jane. So it's coming soon for Lily. And obviously like Connor and Rose, they're more trustworthy characters. Like I know they're gonna be fine. For Lily and Lo, that actually really does scare me. Like I'm like halfway. I think I'm past the halfway mark. I'm scared. Like not that I think that they're gonna like fail as parents, but it's like, love them, but it's also Lily and Lo. So we're gonna see what happens. I'm very nervous. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do a little workout, so we're a little bit crusty. I just ordered lunch, but I basically have 150 pages left. We're just gonna talk about what I've read so far. So Lily had her son, super cute. We have a little nickname for him. We have a little nickname for Jane's daughter. And I like how Lily's trying to really fix things with her mom. So obviously we know that Lily and her mom, it's not like a very good relationship. And you can see how her mom is like really favoring Jane over Mafi. And you know, like Lily feels it, Lo feels it. They're like, Lily and Samantha do have problems, but it's like, you know, like it's not the child's fault, right? So they had a conversation and kind of had like a heart to heart, even though Lily, or I don't remember if it was Lily or Lo, but they were like, you know, she's never gonna like apologize just because of like ego and stuff like that. Like she's never gonna see how she's in the wrong, but it's like we can work on things, we can get to a good place. So I love that. I love that. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but basically, we all know that Jonathan Hale, not the best person on earth, he's getting sober. I forgot if I mentioned that. He's getting sober, so we love that. But also, since there were all, like, the allegations and rumors going around between him and Lo, he's like stepping down from the company. So the company is like, okay, we have Lo, we have Lily, we have Rike, we have Daisy. Who is gonna like step in? So I wouldn't say it's like a competition, but it's like there's a bunch of events where they have to like show the board, okay, like why you should pick me to run the company. Daisy was like in the lead. No, okay, my bad. First Lo was in the lead, which was expected, so that makes sense. But then Daisy became in the lead. Everyone was like, I want this position, so you don't have to like take it, so all this pressure doesn't go on you. Daisy's in the lead, and then Lo and Reich are tied. Lily was like, yeah, like, no, I'm taking a step back. I don't want this. Well, like, she never wanted in the first place, but she was like, I don't want this pressure on Lo. But then they had a talk, and Lo's like, I don't want this on you. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, but like, take a step back. Like, I can manage. I can manage. So Daisy's like ranked first, but then Reich and her have a talk, and she's like, you know, okay, I'm gonna step back. So it's basically like Lo versus Reich. It makes sense Lo, but it's like, I really want Reich to have this. Like, I don't see him in that position, but like, I want it for him. I just want good things for Reich. I have like a soft spot for Reich, so I really want that for Reich. Unless Lo like falls in love and he's like, oh my god, I want this. But it's like, I kind of want it to go to Reich, because also like Lo has his own thing, Connor has his own thing, Reich doesn't have anything, so it makes sense it goes to Reich, right? So yeah, that's what's going on. And basically have like 130, 50 pages left. So I think my last update is going to be when I finish this book. And honestly, I'm kind of disappointed because I feel like I'm not connecting as much as I did before. But I feel like also after reading Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower, Lily and Lo are my least favorite couple. Like, yes, I love them. I love being back in this world. It feels like a group of friends that I haven't talked to in like a while. I like it, but I realized like, okay, they're not my favorite couple. It's not just because I was getting into the books. I mean, obviously their relationship has substance, like there's things going on. I just don't connect with them as much as I do with the other two couples. So I've accepted this is probably not gonna be a 5-star. Like, it's gonna be around a 4, which honestly it's fine. Like, obviously no, like not all books in the series are gonna be 5-star. I think the only series where everything was like 5 stars is like Ninth House, but it's only 2 books, you know? So I'm not expecting 5-star, but like very close to a 4-star. So yeah, I'm gonna continue my lunch. I feel like I could probably finish this book by tonight. So yeah, we're gonna get a final update tonight, and we're gonna see what my final thoughts, comments, feelings are for Addicted After All. I've just finished Addicted After All. I feel like I'm just repeating myself in like every single update for this book because I came in so excited because of like, you know, how we were going up in the first video, like reading the series, and I feel like I was too excited. Like, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed, but it's like I don't know. Didn't hit as hard because they are my least favorite. Like, again, still love them. Still absolutely love them, but they're my least favorite couple. So I really think that it's that more than the series itself. I do truly think that Fuel the Fire will be better. I don't know if I want to be generous and rate this a 4-star because it feels so weird rating these books under a 3, but it's like compared to the feelings that I had on the first 5 books, I'm not getting that now. I'm sorry, I really don't have more to say. I'm like, again, I'm not disappointed, but it's like I'm nervous. Let's put it that way. I'm nervous to see what's to come, but I have hope. So we're gonna go to bed and we're gonna pick up Fuel the Fire tomorrow. I think I'm gonna give you an update pretty early on in the book just to see, okay, like what am I feeling? How does it change instead of like waiting until I'm like in the mid-hundreds. So fingers crossed. Fingers are crossed, and we will be praying tonight that I do have another 5-star. We will see. We will see. I started reading Fuel the Fire. I'm liking this so much more because I think what the thing was that the other 2 books were really focused on like the pregnancy and like the babies just being born. That yes, we saw like our characters that we love, but we didn't like really see them. It's like the story didn't revolve around them. It revolved around like pregnancy and the kids. So I feel like that's why I did not like it. This one, I literally sat down, flew through all this. Flew through it one sitting. I got hooked. It sucks, man. It could also be because I'm kind of like going through like a little crisis at the moment, and these characters being like so familiar, it's like comfort to me. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it so far. Unfortunately, but not so fun, what I'm not loving so far is we have someone who's back. Scott came back. He's back and worse than ever. They're basically trying to get the gang to do a season 2 of the Princesses of Philly. That's like one little drama. And the other one is that Rose and Connor are having problems with the media. They're basically like making a deal with the media, right? So from the previous book, the big thing was, okay, so Lily, there were rumors about Lily with Reich. So with Moffy, they're like, okay, is it Lo's son or is it Reich's son, right? And the media was like basically prepared to do like a whole expose thing. But then Connor and Rose agreed to, okay, we're gonna like leak a few things to you. We're gonna call you to let you know where we're gonna be in exchange for not publishing all that. So they have to do things that they don't want to do to protect everyone. No one knows that they're doing this. And then on top of that, they have the whole thing with Scott coming back into their lives. I'm 100 pages in and that's what we're dealing with so far. I don't know where this is gonna go. I generally do not know where this is gonna go. I trust them that they're not gonna have to film another season of Princesses in Philly, but I don't know, like, we will see. We will see. So we've gotten to page 232. I've read basically this much. I don't know what it is. I literally just like sit, lock in, and I just go. I definitely did not feel this for Thrive and Addicted, but I really do think it's like the focus is not exactly the kids. And this is also Rose and Connor. Like, I love Lily and Lo, but there was just something about them that I wasn't like a huge fan of. But yeah, I am sucked in. I love it. So timeline, it's very different. I feel like other books, you really like go through a couple of months. Here, it's really like, let's go like day by day, week by week, right? So you see more of the characters, so it's more like mundane everyday things. I'm feeling like the story isn't progressing very far, but we do have like a few big highlights. So Reich, I don't know if you remember, Jonathan, I don't know, I messed up an organ, so Reich was a perfect match, Lo wasn't, so Reich agreed to the surgery. The surgery just happened, so that's done. And then also something that we find out is that, you remember how I said Scott kind of like came back into their life, and that's where we ended the last update. So on Christmas, Connor goes over to Scott. He spent 3 hours there, so everyone is like, okay, what exactly is going on? Connor, he uses people. He knows how to get what he wants from people. So he's like, you know, I'm gonna try to be friends with him. He's like, Scott probably can tell I'm not 100% genuine, but he's like feeding him information, well, fake information, feeding him information. So when he goes to his meetings with like the television company, he like, they all think that, okay, this show is actually gonna happen. Like at some point he told them, oh, Lily's like actually considering it, but Rhodes gonna take some time to like come through. So Scott, he's kind of like playing Scott. How is it gonna end? We do not know. They're still kind of like following in what the media wants, so that's still happening. No one in the group knows. There was at some point where Connor dropped a bag of like, it was powdered sugar, but obviously like, you know, people are gonna think, so they kind of suspected that Connor had a problem. I don't know if something big like that is gonna happen again and then they're gonna tell the gang. I don't know how that's gonna come, but so far that's what we're doing, that's where we're at. So as you see, like not much happens, more like everyday mundane things. I'm still so sucked in. I'm not bored. I'm very entertained because it just feels like a nice warm hug, you know? I'm not even halfway, which like seems crazy because I'm literally like 230 pages in. How much is this? I think it's like, it's almost 600 pages, so we're gonna be here for the long run. So we're at page 360. Wow. So you remember how last time I was like, oh, you know, I feel like nothing's happening. Just these few little things, but nothing like huge. I spoke way too soon because in these last couple pages that I read, one, Rose is almost about to like lose her deal with Haleco. Because you know how she's like kind of working with the media to like get the attention off the kids. They take a photograph and then one of the board members who's a little older, a little more conservative, he used the swing vote and he wanted to, like, he didn't like the idea. He signed off on it. Like, his vote was the swing vote. He signed off on it. So then someone, like, okay, basically, long story short, we have Theo. Theo is someone from Connor's past, but Theo works at Haleco. So Theo calls Rose. He's like, girl, get on this right away. Sign this immediately. Send this to me. Get Lauren to sign it. Because we need to do this before that guy comes and he like officially takes away his vote. So that was a big drama thing, getting that done. And then we're like, okay, so there's no more drama. Drama's like fixed. Oh no. Oh no. This huge thing about Connor's past comes out. Like, we know what this thing is, but other people do not know. It's okay, it's not taboo, but in this world, in the business world, I can see why there could be problems, whatever. Like, it should not matter, but it matters, right? And it's a huge thing, a huge thing. And it's like, it's not only celebrity crush. the media where Rose and Connor are like communicating with them, it's like a bunch of other media. Connor actually sent out NDAs to people involved in his past to make sure no one talks. So the big thing is like, okay, did one of them talk, or was it one of the people who know about this? So people who know about this, it's Theo, who I mentioned before, Rose, Frederick, and the parent, right? He's like, okay, could it be Theo? Because it wouldn't be my therapist, it wouldn't be the parent. So we're like, who did it? And you're led to believe that it's Theo, but then you have like the Calloways, Connor, Reich, the Hales. We're like discussing what happened to see how they address the media, and we find out who released this, and I'm like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. It just makes you so mad. This person, like, we tried to help this person because this person was gonna change for the better. Oh my god, I was fuming. I felt what these characters felt. I was so mad because it was like the audacity of this person, the absolute audacity. Why would you ever think this is a good idea? Oh my god. So we do not know how they're gonna handle it. I just read the part where we find out who it is, and I was like, I need to update you guys because this is some tea. This is some scorching hot tea. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, there's another like 220 pages left, so there's obviously a lot of time to like figure things out. But yeah, I'm just like, what are they gonna do? Guys, we have finally finished Fuel the Fire. Okay, so we have a bit more drama that came up. Daisy, how to even explain this? Daisy got some very, very bad news. My heart breaks for this girl because like she's been through so much. Like this is like not what she needed. And Scott, okay, how we dealt with Scott, brilliant, amazing, love it. What we find out about him, what he did to like get him to like be out of their lives, absolutely despicable, horrendous, ugh. Gross. And like the fact that it also like affects Daisy, and it's like everything is like stacked from basically book one. Daisy has been going through so much, and my heart breaks for this girl, but I think like that's why Daisy is my favorite character, because like I wouldn't say the odds are stacked against her, but there's like so much bad that has happened to her, but she powers through. Reich is like the absolute golden retriever. We love him. He's always there. But yeah, we ended the book on a very good note. I was like, I wasn't really sure how these loose ends would be tied up, perfectly tied up, because I was like, how can they possibly get rid of Scott for the rest of their life? You know, like, how could they do it? I did not think it was gonna go there. At first, when Connor got the tapes back, I was like, okay, so that's it. But Connor was like, oh no, I want to make sure he's like gone for good. So I was like, okay, like what's gonna happen next? And thank God Connor stayed like fake besties with Scott, because I'm repulsed. I'm absolutely repulsed. Ew, gross, nasty. I can kind of like see where the next book is gonna go. I feel like it's definitely gonna deal with Daisy's condition, because that was a big thing. She didn't like undergo the surgery for this thing just yet. I think that's the whole thing of the last, well, I mean, I don't know if I call it the last book or not, because it's technically the last book, because the other one is the epilogue novel, but it's not the last book, so I don't know. But yeah, I feel like that thing is going to be the big topic of the book. I mean, I'm going to talk about it next book for sure, but I think I'm going to like leave you with a little teaser, and then when we start a long way down, you'll figure out what exactly happened to Daisy Calloway at the end of Fuel the Fire. We have gotten to page 340, and we have a few things that played out. So you know how I kind of talked about the engagement party in my last update? So we have, was it the mom? It was the mom. The Calloway sister mom, well, the Calloway mom, I guess you can say. She gives a little speech, and you can tell that her views on Reich did change, and we love that. That's so wholesome. Amazing. Perfect. We also have the girls who are approached to do another season of the reality TV show because there's kids, blah blah blah, they're married. It's like a better, improved version, you know. They're not like teenagers anymore. I mean, not teenagers, but they're not like in their early 20s figuring out life, school, whatever. They're like actual adults. They're established. It could be interesting, but the girls are like absolutely not, because like after last time things didn't go well. Right, obviously. So they're like, no, and fans found out that they said no, and it's like getting really bad. Like the fans keep on throwing these like flower bombs at the girls, and it's been going on because I'm now I passed the holidays, so it's been a few months. Like everyone is just getting bombed, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. We don't know. In terms of Daisy's case, things seem to be going fine. Like they're obviously still trying to have a kid, not working, but oh, speaking of kids, Rose and Connor are having another kid, so super cute, super fun. We love that. But yeah, Reich and Daisy, they're not really, you know, it's not really working out for them. So I don't know what's gonna happen later on. Like I did spoil myself, to be perfectly honest. I spoiled myself by reading the description of the Like Us series, so I know what happens. I want to see how they go about it, like, because they're obviously going to see doctors to see, like, okay, if we can do is it IVF? Maybe IVF, I'm not sure. They're trying to like look into that to see if they can have a kid. So we're gonna see what happens with them. And we have Daisy's friend Cleo from Ricochet, like that horrible friend of hers, keeps on texting and stuff like that, asking about the show. So I don't know if she's just like, oh, they're gonna do the show, you know, like I want to be like, I want my like 5 minutes of fame basically, or if there's like another ulterior motive. We'll see how that plays out. We also have Julian, right? I think Julian, Daisy's ex, who comes in the picture, says a few not great things about Daisy. So you remember the little tapes, right, that the asshole Scott had? Julian is in trouble and he's begging Daisy like, hey, can you just put out a statement that, I forget, like I'm not sure what it was, but he was just like, can you put out a statement like basically clearing my name? Daisy's like, absolutely not. So I don't know if he's gonna get salty later on and do something, but so far I'm loving it. I'm basically like halfway through. I kind of flipped through pages, and the epilogue of this book, it says that it's like 10 years later. So it got me thinking, is some kind of perfect like set in that 10 years later to continue this, or is some kind of perfect like the stories leading up to that 10 years? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, obviously I'm not in that book yet. I haven't even flipped through, so I don't even know what's going on over there. But yes, we're liking this. Halfway through it. She's a chunker. She's a chunker, but we're getting there. We're getting there. Guys, I am at page 520 of Long Way Down. I have no words for what I just read. I was like, oh my god, I was like cleaning my room at some point before going out. So I was listening to the audiobook. Something happened. I just stood there, mouth open in shock, because I'm like, what the hell just happened? I was like thinking about it. I was like, do I want to mention it? And I feel like, you know, if you're watching these videos, I feel like you do recognize that there could be spoilers. I mean, obviously, if you're still around, you know that there's spoilers. So one, we have Daisy who is pregnant, and we love that. We love that for her. Everything seems to be going well. They got married, so we love that. But then, guys, literally, I don't know how long after the wedding, maybe like days after, Reich and his friend, oh god, the friend, they go climbing a mountain. Oh my god, stuff happened. It doesn't go according to plan. We don't know what happens to Reich. We know stuff are not good. Something's gonna happen. Someone's gonna get hurt, but we don't know what happens. We get to Daisy's chapter. Daisy's with Lo and Connor. Are they at a bar? I don't know, at a bar, restaurant, whatever. Then TVs come up and they're in like Peru. So it's all Spanish. But Daisy's like, wait a minute. So she goes to GBA News, which is the like international English news, and then the headline is that like Reich was involved in this like climbing accident, and then suddenly another headline comes up that Reich died. Reich is good, Reich is fine. It was just a little like mishap with the media, because when I read that, I was like, there is no way, absolutely no way the authors would do this to us. I was like, no. So yes, Reich's friend does unfortunately pass away, but Reich is good. Reich survived. But guys, I cried. I was like, no. No. But yeah, now everything seems to be going fine. I was out this entire day, so I do not remember everything that I read this morning. We're at Halloween, and Lo's birthday. Everything seems fresh, fit, fun, fabulous. I don't know what that was, but yeah, everything seems cool. I really hope nothing else happens to these two, because genuinely after the whole Reich is dead news breaking, I was like, I can't do more. I can't. We have just finished Long Way Down. This book was an absolute whirlwind. Like, I definitely feel like Daisy and Reich, my bad, Daisy and Reich are my favorite couple, because I feel like, for lack of a better word, their books, like, more things happen and I'm more just engaged, because it's just like, they kind of have it the worst. You know, they kind of have it the worst. It's the hardest for them. And I hate that that's what I find entertaining. But I really, really like this. I think I'm gonna rate it 4 stars. Like, it wasn't spectacular. Oh my god, wow. It was just like comfort, and I loved it. So what happened since the last update? Yeah, so Daisy finally gave birth. They have a daughter, and they named the daughter after Adam Sully. It's cute. Like, I love that. And I'm just like thinking back to the fact that we thought that he died. The fact that we were led to believe that Reich had died for a second. criminal, absolutely criminal. So you know how there was a big problem with like doing the TV show again, and like, yes, no fans reactions, whatever. They were like, okay, you know, we want to do it on our own terms, like for us, we're gonna do it more documentary style. I'm thinking Keeping Up with the Kardashians type vibe is like what they wanted to do. I really like that for them because I feel like they kind of, part of them like did want to do it, but then they were like, you know, we want to do it on our own terms. So I'm happy with how things ended. I'm curious, like, what are we seeing in Some Kind of Perfect? Like, I'm gonna take a little break before I dive right into it because I don't want to say bye to these characters, and I feel like if I wait at least a week before I hop into Some Kind of Perfect, I'm like delaying the inevitable of like saying goodbye to these characters. I really loved Rose and Connor. Like, in terms of like people, Rose and Connor, love them, but in terms of like couple, Daisy and Greg. Like, Lily and Lo, I like them, but how do I say this in like a nice way? They sometimes annoy me. Like, I hate that because I generally do like them, but I feel like when I compare them to the others, I'm like, I don't like you as much. You're kind of annoying, and I hate saying that. But if you love Lily and Lo, I deeply, sincerely apologize. It's my own personal opinion. Oh my god, we're almost done. We're almost done. This blows my mind because when I started this concept, like, when did I start reading Addict? I started reading the first book last year during the summer, like maybe June. I don't want to say goodbye to these characters. Guys, I'm like so disgustingly sick, it's not even funny. But you know what? I figured that since I'm like under the weather and I can't really do much, might as well start reading Some Kind of Perfect, right? Can we? I hope yes. Some Kind of Perfect. I have a hot take. Chris and Becca Ritchie are just having these characters have kids to like fill in the plot. Because genuinely, nothing is happening. Like, this book covers like all the years that follow the previous 4 to 9 books. And I read 2018. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. We just know that, okay, Willow went to London and Garrison is being like moody. That's it. That's literally it. What else came from that? I don't know. Probably someone had a kid. And then I just finished reading 2019 and they had a kid again. You know, Rose had one in 2018. She has one again in 2019. Lily has a kid in 2019. Nothing is happening. Like, I guess, like, yeah, I know obviously that this is like very, okay, like, we love the characters, we're not exactly here for a plot, but I feel like the other books, like, there was something going on. Here, there's not really something going on. Like, yeah, there's like the little drama where it's like, oh, people online are like saying this, or it's like people are stressed about like the kids and stuff like that, but it's like nothing is really happening. I don't even know how much I'm gonna update you guys. Like, not that I'm disliking it, it's just that, like, probably if I wasn't sick, I wouldn't be able to like fully get sucked in because I feel like I read like 220 pages and I feel like nothing happened. People like just having kids to pass time. That's my take for now. I do not know if things will change. Like, obviously I love these characters, I love like seeing them again, you know, not that I'm bored, but I'm like kind of getting there. So I guess we'll see how things progress from here. This goes until 2028 unless there's like something huge that happens. I'm gonna read maybe 2 years, possibly 3 if they're like really short, and then give you guys my little update. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. We're just having kids to like fill in plots. Like, I just don't see the point. So I have thoughts and feelings. What I said about my previous update, same thing stands. Why are we just having kids to have kids? Like, I understand Rose and Connor's idea, but it's to the point where I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, can you just stop? I don't want to read about how every single year you have a new kid. Like, I'm so tired of it. I'm so sick of it. I do want to say the year 2021, a few, I wouldn't say exciting, but like some things that happened. We have Sadie, who unfortunately passed away. That was like really, really sad. We have Lo, who kind of took like another role in the company. Like, yes, he was the CEO, but he became more of a director position, not just like, okay, he's like this figure and like that's it. He doesn't really have a say. He's like more involved now. So I like that, you know, there was like a little more going on. We have Garrison and Willow. They get engaged and they get married. So yes, more is happening and I did like that, but I still feel like 2020, I was like, meh. So I do not know how I'm feeling right now because, again, 2021 was a good year. I want to see how things go. I guess like 2021 was also like a longer chapter. 2022 is a little bit short. So we'll see how things go. I think I'll probably give you an update when I get to let me see. I think we'll wait until 2025 to see what my verdict is. But I swear to God, if I see more kids popping out every single year, I'm actually going to lose my mind because I'm so annoyed. I'm like, can you guys just have a girl so you can stop? Because I'm so tired of reading about like, oh, she's pregnant, there's this problem, that problem. I'm like, stop. Stop is driving me crazy. So I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be rating this so far. Now it's looking at like a 3-star. Hopefully it gets better, but we shall see. I've just come back from my day out and I read a little bit more than I thought I was going to read. Like I did pass a bit into, I think, 2025 when I said I would stop before getting to 2025. Yeah, we're about like 30 pages into 2025. Okay, literally in these 2 years, what happened? Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. Like the only remarkable thing is that okay, you know, we had the whole talk between Connor, Rose, Ryke, and Daisy to see, okay, for like surrogacy, how's that gonna happen? So like, you know, they had that talk and then Rose and Connor were like, okay, we're gonna take a break. We're gonna let you guys have your other kid and then we're gonna like continue. So that was like, I guess, a decent chunk. Basically, they had like two, I guess like embryos because of like Daisy's surgery back in long way down. And one failed, but the next one worked. So I guess that was like a little bit of like a drama that I was like, okay, this is like actually sad. But in most cases, nothing happened. And we have like 3 new babies. Having that storyline, I feel like it kind of like pulled on my heartstrings a little bit. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of like more invested. Not because I care about the babies. And I feel like that sounds so bad, but I generally do not care. Like just stop. Like the only couple that I'm actually entertained by is Ryke and Daisy because they only have 2 kids. And the second kid is like newer, so it's not like the focus of the story because Rose and Connor, I loved Rose and Connor when I first started this. Go watch part 1. You're gonna know that they're my favorite couple. I love them. Now I'm like, I'm sorry, 7 kids? No, I will actually lose my mind if they have another one because their whole plan was like, okay, we're gonna stop when Jane, which is their oldest daughter, has a sister, and we have the sister. So I'm like, I swear to God, if you have another kid, I'm done. No, that would be my breaking point. But I feel like, you know, they're getting older now. Maybe like the only person who I can see probably having a kid is like Willow because Lily and Lo already have 3, Ryke and Daisy have 2. Rose and Connor, they have way too many. Willow and Garrison only have 1. So I could understand them, but they're still also like really young. Like they're, I think like just reached their mid-20s. So I hope they do not have, I don't know, we'll see. We have reached 2017. No more kids, so love that. Love that. We are so happy. We have something a little sad that happened and it did kind of pull on my heartstrings. And honestly, I hate to say this, but it's like, I want more of this. I want more of like problems. And it's like, are they gonna go back to like toxic ways that they were before? Like we're talking about like Lily and Lo. Are they gonna go back to toxic ways that they were before? Are they gonna overcome it? Yes, I'm so happy that they were doing better, but I feel like I needed a little last thing because it's like you see them when they're going through these problems and it's like, yeah, sure, they're older now, they're over it, or it's not as prevalent, but it's like they're always talking about it. Like, not that it was getting annoying, but I feel like it was kind of annoying because they're always talking about it, but we don't see them even considering going back to their vices, or if it's that, it's like, okay, but they're not actually gonna do it. This instance, we have, oh my God, what's his name? Basically, Lo, Ryke, and Willow's dad who passes. And it's like pretty instant. Like he doesn't tell anyone and then they get a call from the hospital that he's there and it's like that night, like he's gone, right? Well, obviously everyone handles it like very, very differently, but you see Lo getting so close to going back to drinking. And not that I liked that because he was like going back to his like toxic self, but I liked it in the sense that it gives substance. It gives something to be like, oh my God, I'm like actually feeling emotions, because I was getting bored. I was getting bored. Yeah, part of me is happy that Jonathan Hale is dead. Is that bad to say? Because I have my substance. I love the friendship that the kids have with each other because Luna, my bad. Luna goes to a sleepover. You know, everyone thinks, okay, finally she's like making friends. She has her friends. She's gonna go to a sleepover. It's gonna be fun. But the girls are absolute assholes. They write, I don't know, maybe loser or something like that on her forehead. And then her cousins, Rose's twins, Beckett and Charlie, I want to say, they also write that. They have their own little sleepover, and I thought it was like really, really wholesome and cute. So we have some cute moments, we have some like sad moments, and we don't have any more kids. So I'm so happy. I feel like I finally got invested in this when I was like, no one is pregnant, no one is like about to pop out a kid. Oh my God, I actually like it now. I actually like it because I can connect to the characters. So please, 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 Krista and Becca Ritchie, please tell me that there's no more kids in this book, because I actually might rate this a 3.5 if there's no kid. If there's a kid, automatically 3. Guys, we have just finished Some Kind of Perfect, and I like the ending of this book so much more than the beginning. Like, honestly, when they stopped having kids, that's when I really got like invested, and I was like, I actually am gonna miss these characters. Like, it kind of like pisses me off because yes, obviously I know that like they get older, they're gonna have kids by their family, but that was when I stopped liking it. And it's like every single issue that they had, it was just like overpowered by the fact that the kids were like so prevalent in the story. What I really learned from this is that kids are just like not it for me in books, and it's like, yeah, sure, it's cute when they're there in like the epilogue, but it's like even in the epilogue, I find epilogues boring when kids are involved. Yeah, I just like, I feel like it makes sense because I do have that feeling in other books that it's like over here, since like so much of it was like them getting older, and like obviously this is like a part of life, that I see why this video was like, you know, the books are like probably like less highly ranked than in my part 1, but I still really did enjoy the series. I think it's very, very worth it, and it feels weird saying that I finished the series. Like, you know, even though I didn't have like the best time reading the last few books, these are still characters that I grew to love, that I feel like I grew with. Like, I saw them growing and being like, okay, like I'm never gonna read about you ever again. It's like, whoa, this is weird. But anyways, coming back to Some Kind of Perfect, I think I'm gonna rate this book, I think 3.5 stars. Like, once again, it did redeem itself and I liked it, but I feel like some years were not necessary and it's like nothing really happened. It was just like kids or stuff like that, that I feel like if Krista and Becca Ritchie wanted to make a book covering like, I think like, what, 8 years? Maybe like have more going on, or it's like maybe not start, like I get there's the whole timeline thing, but it's like invent some crazy thing. You know, it gives like some substance to the story instead of like just having kids. Because once again, I feel like especially with Colin and Rose, it was like, okay, like we don't know what to talk about, let's have them have another kid and let's have it be a boy so they continue having more kids, like in case we need like some meat to the story. That I feel like when they finally had their daughter, that was when it's like, no, there's like actually things that we can like talk about, so we don't have to keep on doing kids. You know, like I was kind of like annoyed at points, I was kind of like bored at points, but I'm still super happy that I completed the series. And once again, it feels weird being like, I'm never gonna read about these characters ever again. Like, I know that there's the, you know, like little series on their kids, but it's like I don't have an interest to read it. Like, I love these kids, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like, yes, I do like Jay and I do like Mafi, but it's like, do I want to read about them? Honestly, no. So that's where my head is at. Let me know what you think about the Addicted Calloway Sisters series if you've read these books. I feel like most people have read it at this point, but if you haven't, I hope that I didn't spoil it too much. Like, with these videos, it's like, obviously I'm talking about a series that I'm reading, so I am going to be spoiling. I feel like I should have like mentioned it as a disclaimer in the beginning. I don't know if I did, but I apologize if I spoiled it for you. But if you still want to read it, I say, you know, read it. It's very, very worth it. Talking about like completing this series, what series do I do next? I was thinking of doing Throne of Glass, and I'm actually going to start reading Throne of Glass like next week after Christmas, because I do want to finish my Christmas books, and we're going right into that, which is crazy to think about. Best case scenario, I can do Throne of Glass and ACOTAR next year. That'll be absolutely amazing. But I'm like, realistically, it's probably like not gonna happen. But yeah, let me know which series you guys want. Like, it doesn't even have to be like massive series, just like little trilogies. Like, I was thinking about doing it for The Cruel Prince, but I just like started reading it myself, and I kind of like wish that I didn't, because I am enjoying The Cruel Prince. I love it so much. I'm like almost halfway through The Wicked King, because kind of like reading this at the same time as The Wicked King to kind of like make me not as like bored honestly from this. So yeah, that was me reading Addicted Calloway. If you guys enjoyed this video, definitely hit the subscribe button and leave a thumbs up, so I know to bring you more little reading vlog videos. And if you want to go check me out, you know, like see what's going on in my everyday life, my TikTok, Instagram, and my Goodreads are all linked down below, so definitely don't hesitate to go over there. I still can't believe this series is done, but I need to go edit this video to bring it out for you guys, because I'm doing all my editing for like the Christmas season a little bit early, because I don't want to, like, you know, it's a very busy time of year, so I'm like, I need to film, I need to finish doing everything I have to edit, so I just have to post during the holidays. And in December, I was posting so much that I'm always like, go, 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 go. So I have to do so much work once I wrap up this video. So it's gonna be all for me today. Stay safe, protect your vibe, Merry Christmas, because I think this is like the last video that I'm bringing out before Christmas. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.